Welcome to Money Madness by D.H. Lawrence, who was a major 20th century English writer. He has written several novels, short stories, poems, plays, essays, travel books, and letters. His novels Sons and Lovers, The Rainbow, and Women in Love made him one of the most influential English writers of the 20th century. Short summary. This poem talks about the money madness that the world has and each individual's share of it. He says that money brings us humiliation. We kneel down before it in a strange terror. It has a cruel power. According to the poet, without money, one has to eat dirt. The poet is afraid of this. So, he says, to avoid this, one has to have some money. He concludes by making a wish that three basic necessities of life, bread, shelter, and fire, should be provided free to everyone in the world. The poem ends with a message that we must regain our sanity or we must be prepared for the end of mankind. Let us read and understand the lines from the poem. Money is our madness, our vast collective madness. And of course, if the multitude is mad, the individual carries his own grain of insanity around with him. I doubt if any man living hands out a pound note without a pang, and a real tremor if he hands out a 10-pound note. In these lines, the poet says that money madness is a vast collective madness. Each individual carries his or her share of insanity. If one has to hand out a pound note, one feels the pang, and to hand out a 10-pound note, it is a real tremor. Let us read the next lines. We quail, money makes us quail. It has got us down. We grovel before it in strange terror. And no wonder, for money has a fearful, cruel power among men. The meaning out of these lines is that money reduces us to such an inferior state that we lie before it in a strange terror. This is what the money has power among men. Let us go to the next lines. But it is not money we are so terrified of. It is the collective money madness of mankind. For mankind says with one voice, how much is he worth? Has he no money? Then let him eat dirt and go cold. And if I have no money, they will give me a little bread, so I do not die. But they will make me eat dirt with it. I shall have to eat dirt. I shall have to eat dirt if I have no money. It is that I am frightened of. And that fear can become a delirium. It is fear of my money, mad fellow men. These lines tell us that we are terrified of collective madness. Mankind measures an individual with money. If he has no money, he has to eat dirt and go cold. If we do not have money, they will give a little bread so that we do not die. The poet is afraid of eating dirt without money. It is this fear that can become a delirium. Let us proceed to the next lines. We must have some money to save us from eating dirt, and this is all wrong. Bread should be free, shelter should be free, fire should be free to all and anybody all over the world. What we can understand through these lines is that we must have some money to save us from eating dirt. However, D.H. Lawrence comes up with a wish to live in a better society where bread, shelter, and fire should be free to everyone all over the world. Now on to the last lines. We must regain our sanity about money before we start killing one another about it. It's one thing or the other. So, the last lines stress the need to come out of this money madness and regain our sanity before we start killing one another. To conclude, money madness doesn't just talk about the times of D.H. Lawrence. It is also about the times now. This continues to be the universal appeal. Everywhere it is money, it has its influence, it has its cruel power, and all need money. Though D.H. Lawrence has wished to live in a society which doesn't have importance attached to money, yet this remains to be a wish. Now, let us look at some of the poetic devices used in this poem. The first one, repetition. In this poem, Lawrence uses the repetition of money and madness a number of times. He does this to create an artistic effect. The next device is irony. This device is used in the very first line. Money is our madness, a vast collective madness. The next device is sarcasm. This is used in the second and third lines. The poet describes people's obsession with money. Personification. In the line, for money has a fearful, cruel power among men, money is personified. The next device is metaphor. In the line, then let me eat dirt and go cold, dirt is used as a metaphor of humiliation. The next poetic device is alliteration. This can be seen in the phrases multitude is mad, money madness, my money mad fellow men, etc. Here ends my explanation. And do write to me for your comments, views and opinions. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. It gives me a lot of encouragement and I continue to make wonderful videos. Thank you very much.